Good afternoon.
And to you, good day.
Well, I'm in the process I am processing all the information that I'm getting
Yes.
from you right now because this is my really first experience with gamma.
Yes.
I've been in a theta state. I have some experiences around theta state.
All right.
Can you explain to me the difference between the gamma and the theta?
It's just different frequencies in the brain that create different experiences and different abilities and different ways of tapping into different portions of your consciousness.
Okay.
It's like, again, tuning a radio. On what you would call the idea of AM, you can only receive certain frequencies and certain programs, and on FM, you can receive different frequencies and different programs. So the idea of beta and delta and gamma is that they are representative of frequencies that allow you different experiences of tapping into different levels of your consciousness and different levels of dimensionality to receive whatever information is important and relevant for you to receive at that particular moment.
Okay.
It's just that gamma is a very high frequency that allows you to access far more than you're used to in your typical waking states and beta states and delta states and so on and so forth. At least while you're dynamically awake. You access a lot of things when you are asleep in delta, but it's a different form of access that allows you to actually go out and have different kinds of experiences in what you would call more of an out-of-body or astral style experience, whereas the gamma frequency allows you to function dynamically in greater harmony with your higher mind and be represented as a more holistic person in physical reality and access higher perspectives, bigger picture points of view, more information more coherently, processing more quickly, and synthesizing information more quickly from whatever is the input to whatever the output needs to be to address whatever circumstance and situation that you may be experiencing. Does that make sense in your language?
Yes, it does.
All right.
So as an educator of young children,
Yes.
I'm noticing that you use the pathway of breathing to get to that gamma state.
Well,
Is that
we
correct?
can use it that way. It's one way, yes. But as we said, doing anything you love to do, when you're doing something that you're completely absorbed by, that you love to do, and you don't notice the passage of time, you're in the gamma state. When you're operating at peak performance in any way, shape, or form, you're in the gamma state. When you're, as you say, in the zone, you're in the gamma state. So there are many ways to create the gamma state. We're just taking you through a particular permission slip methodology that can work for many people on your planet to get you into the practice of being in that state, even when you're not necessarily focused on expressing it physically in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, so as an educator in the classroom,
Yes.
I'm asking you this because the classroom is a very dysfunctional place to be.
Well, yes, because of how it's engineered, how it's arranged.
Right.
That's why we talked about the three main principles that need to be used in your classes to allow the children to actually access the gamma state.
Right. So what I guess I'm trying to ask you
Yes.
is that using the breathing technique before learning starts in the classroom.
Yes. Meditative states can be of assistance to prepare the class to receive information more efficiently, as long as the information is in alignment with that meditative gamma state. In other words, what we said, it's got to be more interactive. You have to provide a safe environment for them to make choices and learn the consequences of those choices so they can learn responsibility for creating their reality. And you have to adapt the lessons to their particular modality of learning as an individual that is unique. And when you get them into the gamma state through either meditation or through some other creative, expressive endeavor that puts them doing what they love to do, then you can start dispensing information in the way that we are suggesting. And because it's aligned with the gamma state, that information will be absorbed in the way that it needs to be, most effectively. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
I'm here to. I just need to think about this and see if I need to.
Oh, go right ahead. Now, do trust your imagination to alter these things in whatever way seems best to you. Because as the teacher, you also have to use your own gamma state energy. You have to use your imagination and have communion with your higher mind to be able to be inspired to come up with the things that will actually be most effective for the class. That's what it's all about, communing with your higher mind through imagination and excitement, so that when you are on that vibrational level yourself, you'll be able to come up with the inspirational ideas. Otherwise, you can't. You cannot experience what you're not on the vibrational level of first. So you have to be on that vibrational level of excitement and imagination in order to actually even conceive of the ideas, to be inspired by the ideas that would actually work best for your class. But if you're on that level, you will find the inspiration. The ideas will pop into your head. You will be shown what to do. You will have creative ideas. Yes?
Yes, and the gentleman, I think it was the gentleman who was at the mic before me, was talking about being tired.
Yes.
And even though the ideas come and the inspiration is there, and the fun is in the classroom and the children learn,
Yes.
it is, I think the bureaucracy of the system is, it is so tiring.
Then find a different bureaucracy or create one. You see, this is what we mean when we talk about the idea of really using your imagination and acting on your excitement. Now, there are, as we indicated, different systems that are being created on your planet, and maybe you can find one of the ways in which that is being done that might be more in alignment to your liking and what you would prefer to do. As we said, there are now certain systems called developmentally appropriate programs, DAP. You can look into that and see if any of that is to your liking or more in harmony with you. But if you don't find what it is you're looking for, create it. That's the whole idea of being bold enough and imaginative enough and passionate enough to break the mold, break out of the box, create a new system. You don't have to stay within the system that you're in. Create a new system if you can't find what works for you. Create what works for you, and it will work for others who will be attracted to the new system. Yes?
Yes.
You just have to be imaginative and bold enough to do so. But the rewards will be great and many.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Class dismissed.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'm very excited to be here.
We are excited to speak with you as well. What would you like to discuss?
For the last 4 years, I've been heartbroken over this guy and
Heartbroken over this guy.
over a guy, yes.
Yes.
And
Heartbroken about what?
well, he doesn't want to be with me, but sometimes
Then why
he
would
does.
you want to be with him? Why would you want to attract somebody in your life that doesn't wish to be with you? What
well,
are you
every
doing
time
to yourself?
I stop thinking about him, then he comes into my life again.
To test you, to see if you're willing to give up your power to something that isn't what you prefer? And yet you keep swallowing the bait?
Yep.
Why are you doing that to yourself? How about being heartbroken over what you're doing to yourself?
I think I am.
I know you are.
But I just
what?
get really emotional about it.
Of course you do, because you are feeling the result of what you believe to be true about yourself. But you can't wallow in the feeling. You have to get in touch with what you believe to be true about yourself to understand what it is you're doing, what it is you keep choosing to do.
Okay, well, I mean, I think probably I believe that I'm not lovable or something like that. But even if I know that, I'm not sure how to change that idea.
Well, let's examine it more specifically. You may be aware of the fact that you believe you're not lovable, but you haven't gotten down to the root of why that seems logical for you to believe. Why does that seem believable? That's another belief system. Why does it seem believable that you're not lovable?
Because
Yes.
the people that I love don't love me.
The people that you love don't love you. But again, all you're doing is repeating the pattern in that statement of attracting reflections of what you already feel to be true about yourself, which means you don't love yourself. So what else could you possibly attract if that's how you feel about yourself, other than people who will reflect to you your inability to love yourself, which is what they're doing.
And
You can't be surprised by that if you don't love yourself. That's what you would get.
I'm not surprised by it. I'm just not sure how to change it.
I am telling you how, but you're not really paying attention to the idea.
Okay.
Understand that if you know you don't love yourself, I'm asking you another question. Why would you buy into that as being true, that you don't love yourself, or that you can't love yourself, or you're not worthy of loving yourself? Why would that seem logical to believe in?
Because of a feeling, I guess.
Nope. Because
Sometimes
of a
I love
belief.
myself. Sometimes I
Sometimes,
do.
like when? Give me an example.
When I rock climb and I feel
When
like
you
I
rock
get
climb.
into the gamma state.
All right, and in that state, you can feel that you love yourself.
Yes.
So let me ask you a very important question.
Okay.
What's the difference that you're making in your definitions between loving yourself when you rock climb and other circumstances in your life? What difference are you making there in the idea of who you are in different situations?
I feel powerful, and I feel like I can trust myself, and
why can't you bring that to other circumstances in your life? What beliefs do you have that say, I cannot feel this and know this same thing to be true in this situation, even though I feel it in this situation? What difference are you defining there to be between the two situations?
I feel, okay, so,
Stop saying you feel. I know you feel.
okay.
But what are you defining to
I
be
have a
true?
definition that to
Yes.
be lovable,
Yes.
you have to prove yourself materially.
What does that mean?
Make a lot of money, just
Why do you believe that to be true?
because
Do you believe that to be true? Not
no,
really.
but the people that I love believe it to be true.
So what? You're not them. They're not you. They're not living your life. Why do you have to believe as they do?
It just seems true.
Why do you have to believe as they do in order to respect yourself? In order to love yourself, why do you have to believe as they do? Do you understand that if they are imposing that kind of a belief system on you, that they may think they love you, but it's not love that they're expressing, it's control? Do you understand that by accepting what they are imposing on you as a belief system, that that is not love? Therefore, you think that by going along with their beliefs, you are being loved, but you're not. You're just being controlled. That's not love. So you're under the misguided misassumption that buying into their beliefs means that they're loving you. No, they're not.
Well,
Well,
it's
what?
just this one person because
I don't care how many people it is.
Well, it's just this one person that I want to love me
Why? Why do you care?
because I like how I feel when I'm with him.
So what you're saying is, even though there might actually be someone out there who would actually love you even more perfectly, and really love you, you're going to hold on to someone who doesn't really love you in the way that you prefer to be loved just because it's about, 82% of it? That's enough? You're going to settle for that and block the passage block the arrival of someone out there who might actually be able to love you 100% for who you are? Is that what you're actually willing to do to yourself? Just because you think you can't attract someone else any better than this? Is that what you're saying? Nod your head.
I don't think I can attract someone better unless I'm better, and I feel like I
Exactly.
have to make more.
And
I have to-
exactly. And when you allow yourself to recognize that someone who exhibits 82% of the traits that you prefer isn't the person that you prefer, you will then allow him to get out of the way and allow the other person to come in. You're the one blocking love from your life. That could be there because you're not willing to be strong enough to know that you deserve better than just some of it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Some of it is not what you prefer, yet you're holding on to it because you don't believe anything else can come in. And the reason it doesn't come in is because you're blocking the way with someone who is only partially what you prefer. You're the one jamming the lanes. Let him flow off. Let him flow by, because whoever does show up, you won't care who it is, because they will feel correct. Let me ask you a question this way. Have you ever had any other relationships before this one?
Yes.
Well, how did this one come about if you didn't let the other ones go?
Okay, right.
Thank you. Obvious, isn't it? So what's so different about this? All you've done is attract to yourself something to test yourself to see if you're willing to put up with something that is a half measure, as opposed to standing firm in what you know to be true for you, that you prefer, and letting your life flow that to you. You're actually willing to shortchange yourself. Why? If it happened before that you let someone else go their way because something more came in, what's so difficult about doing it again if you understand that something else can come in if you don't block it from doing so? Just like it did before.
I feel like I'm getting too old.
Oh, how old are you?
I'm 30.
I beg your pardon? 30?
Yes, but on this planet, that's
Oh, no,
kind
no,
of
no,
old.
no, no. No, 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 no. Excuses, excuses, excuses that are not real. You have a saying on your planet that is very wise. Yes? Fear, F-E-A-R, false evidence appearing real. Yes? False evidence appearing real. The fact that you're 30, the fact that you're on Earth, the fact that a lot of people say, well, that biological clock is ticking, you'd best marry soon or you're going to be a dried up prune, is absolute nonsense. Now, yes, we understand there's a collective consensus reality. There are certain things that you've agreed to with the collective consensus that you all abide by that are general, very general truths for a lot of you. That doesn't mean that every single aspect of that has to apply to you individually. And if you simply allow yourself to really fully be yourself, then whatever it is actually needs to be in your life, that is relevant to be in your life, will be in your life, because it cannot be not in your life. When we talk about, again, excitement being a complete kit, that's what we mean. Everything that's relevant will happen. There is only one exception to this. You've made all your agreements, you've made all your appointments. If you don't worry about them, you'll keep them. The things that need to happen will happen in perfect timing by the agreements you've already made in this life and before this life, about this life. The
But aren't
only
there
way to
multiple
miss
realities?
the only way to miss your agreements is to spend your time and energy worrying you will miss the agreements. That's how you miss the timing. By spending time and energy worrying you'll miss your timing. That's the only way to miss your timing. If you don't worry about missing your timing, you cannot miss your timing.
Okay, I understand that.
Maybe you do, and maybe
Or
you don't.
I've
We'll
heard
see.
you say that before. but
Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Aren't there multiple or infinite realities? So
Yes.
the agreements and the appointments and whatever, aren't they different across all the different?
Some are very
Realities?
slightly different, and some are massively different, but you still get to choose which one you prefer. That's how you fit into the niche and the path that is you, by being your full self and knowing that whatever has to unfold that is relevant for you as a unique consciousness and a unique perspective will be exactly what you need to get a reflection of the fulfillment that you create in your state of being.
So the other versions of me, then they're
Yes.
not really me, right?
No, they're not. They're
not.
other people
They're other
entirely.
Okay, I wondered about that.
No, does that answer that question?
Can I'm going to ask a question
Yes.
that's kind of related. I've been working. I feel very bad because I
Yes.
work for my father, and I
Yes.
feel like, I didn't
Yes.
get like a independent job, and he's
So
been
what?
supporting me to create a website. It's a social media site. I've been working.
Yes. Does
Hard.
that excite you?
It does really excite me, but there's something about it that is just been driving me crazy. So
Oh, such as? How exciting. What drives you crazy?
Fear.
Fear about what?
I just feel guilty about
Fear
succeeding.
about what? You feel guilty about what?
About the possibility of succeeding.
What is success? Being yourself. If at first you don't succeed, redefine success to be that definition that works for you. No one else will have the same definition of success.
Or I guess I'm scared of failing. It's one or the other.
What is failure? Not being yourself. That's it.
Do you really have to be yourself 100% of the time before you're successful at being yourself?
No. No, you do not. But here's the paradoxical irony. When you're okay with not being your true self 100% of the time, you are being your true self 100% of the time. Because you know you're going through a process, and it's okay to go through the process, and it's okay to know you're not always at your best, and that's okay. It's when you start heaping judgment and guilt upon yourself that you're going in the other direction. It's not because you're not always doing exactly the thing you would like to do. It's because of your attitude toward that experience that determines whether you're successful or not. So if you're all right with sometimes going, oh, well, I took a left turn here. It's not what I intended, but all right, I learned something from it. I'm not always 100% at my best, but that's okay because I know that it is my intention to be. And therefore, by acknowledging that it's okay to have gone down that path, even if it wasn't what I preferred, I know that overall I'm okay and have a self-correcting, self-guiding system that will always course correct and bring me back to where I prefer to be. That is success. Not because you achieve a goal. Not because something comes to fruition in the way you thought it would. Success is being okay with yourself at every moment, even when you're not okay with yourself. That's okay. If you heap judgment and guilt upon yourself, that's what stops you from being a success. Because many, many people in your reality who you would look at and go, oh, that's a very, very successful person, that's their secret, is they don't give up. They don't get down on themselves for suddenly maybe being out of alignment with who they prefer to be. They learn from it. They get back into alignment. They say, okay, lesson learned. Let's move on. That's success, because the process of your entire life, the process is the point. The journey is the destination. You're not trying to get anywhere. All you're doing is attempting to be more of yourself to the best of your ability. And if you're doing your best, that's all you need to do, and that's a success. Does this help?
Yes, it does.
Do you feel a little bit more relaxed about yourself?
I do. I do.
then that is the measure of success. All right?
Thank you, Bashar.
You are welcome.